I want to call the Northwood Board of Selectmen meeting to order at 5:33 on September 4th, 2018. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, I probably should take off my ID tag.
All right, so first order of business is SMP.
Oh, we gotta take the attendance there.
All right, Don,
I'm here.
You should have done that first, but whatever.
Oh, can we put that shade down?
There is no shade.
I can't work under these conditions.
Go over in the other chair, Scott. I'll move down.
Just put it in front of it. Yeah, whatever.
I already did that. I'm trying to do it.
But now the sun has moved a little bit.
It's starting to sound like the rest of the town. Never mind.
Oh,
That'll be good.
I can't work under these conditions.
SMP Architectural Safety Complex Proposal for Services. Did you guys read the contract? We're supposed to decide if we want to let them.
Well, I think it was just an opportunity to read the contract, so if you guys read it and you're okay with it, I guess I'm okay with moving forward with it.
Sure.
Yep.
So, do we need a formal motion?
Yes, and
I'll make a motion to, I'll make a motion to allow Chairman Hodgson to sign this on behalf of the Board of Selectmen to approve a architectural design services with SMP Architecture. So I'll make that motion.
Any discussion?
Did you guys have any concerns or questions about scheduling meetings or anything like that?
I think they're up against the wall. I personally prefer the two-step process, but if Glenn wants to go forward with this, let him go forward with this.
the SMP moving forward can meet as early as this Friday with the two chiefs to assess the current buildings and assess the department's needs.
Has anybody reached out for the fire department to make sure their availability on Friday?
Yes, I did speak with Nick.
Okay. There you go.
So I'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Bids received for sale on town-owned property.
This is the spreadsheet.
Right. I've highlighted each property that bids were received on. The last column notates the bid amounts and the abutter in which the bid was received from. Two of the properties have competing bids.
All right, so
The first two.
let's go. So the first page here.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So 117. Oh, I see what you did.
54 Rita Circle.
So the abutting property owner bid $500, and if you accept the bid, he would also like to offer $500 on the next abutting property, which is lot 13 Rita Circle.
I can't accept it when it's way below the accessible value.
not in here.
Well, the mobile home, the vacant lot, yeah, I can't, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm on top.
I'm gonna say no to that. With the $500, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to not accept the bid and put it back out to bid.
I second that.
For discussion, I think for future references, we need to set a minimum for these. I know it's an open bid, but I know that opens us up for somebody that just bid the minimum, but that still doesn't mean we have to accept it.
Yeah.
Just for future, we can take a vote on this. All in favor? Aye.
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 Motion passes 3-0, 2 to 9.
Yeah. So now we got
Shore Drive.
Shore Drive. So you got,
This one. So is the first offer for the 28,632 just straight offer, or does that have the same contingency as the other?
No, that's just a straight offer.
That's not too.
so owner of 12231 is willing to pay 28,000.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make
This
a,
one, no, this one is a good, it says good building lot per tax
That's
card.
per the tax card, but
is it a buildable lot?
it's not, I mean, it's not,
Well, here's
it's
my
not
que-
conforming.
All right, here's my question, okay? Somebody's offering you a decent amount of money for this.
Right?
Are they aware, are they under the assumption it's a buildable lot?
Nope, both of these individuals did come in and speak with myself and also with Linda Smith. So they're fully aware of the property. They both own properties in the area, and there is a telephone pole that's sort of like kind of right smack dab. I mean, there's really no place to put a driveway. You know,
So I guess I'm gonna make a motion to approve the, do we need to, who put that bid in?
it'd be-
So I'm gonna make a motion that we accept the higher bid of $28,632.
there's the actual bid.
With the understanding that it's not a buildable lot.
Well, I don't think I can make that motion because I'll make the motion second, we discuss. Because it says vacant water front lot at Harvey Lake, good building lot per tax card. So this is Nation and Caroline, not, how do you pronounce that?
Nakayan?
Nakayam. So I'll make that motion for discussion.
I second that.
So what's the discussion?
Well, you want to,
Well, my concern
well,
is,
if it,
it's saying good buildable lot. This is one of those small lots that we've been trying to avoid allowing building. It just caught my eye that it says.
is there a building on there now?
There is not a building on there now, and as I indicated, both of these bidders did come in and speak with me, and I did make it clear, and I also made it clear in the letter that I sent out to all the individuals that these would be for merger only.
So you only offered these to a butter?
I only offered these to abutting properties, not even just abutters, abutting properties.
But let me ask this question. If he merges this lot with his lot,
Still
then
not conforming.
you sure?
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
right.
More discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That actually puts it back on the tax deed and,
Right.
yeah. All right, so the next one,
Down to Pine Street.
Yep, on Pine Street.
they don't owe any back taxes?
Nope, I could not. I got the information from Sandy, and she did not provide an amount for that.
And that's
that on
just
Pine Street.
.11?
Right.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid from the abutter in the amount of $2,100. what was that, a butter's name? Tom Chan. What?
Second.
Oh,
Any discussion? Seeing none? Call for the vote, all in favor?
aye.
Alright. So on to Oak Street. We have two bids here. Looks like it's building in poor condition, no well, no septic. So are these, with building, are we requiring them to take the buildings down in so many days?
No, that was not a condition of the sale.
You think they're gonna take it down?
I do know, again, the two individuals that bid on this, did ask about.
So they could replace that building under our current,
Septic.
No, I don't
Oh.
actually believe they can at this point where they're dilapidated buildings. I don't think that they could even, with our zoning ordinance, rebuild in the footprint.
are they butters?
They are abutters.
So if they were to merge that with their lot, would that,
They still would not be conforming lots.
So basically they're giving us 10% of the assessed value.
For a bigger backyard.
Well,
And the opportunity to,
likely we're gonna get building, they're gonna try to build. Even though they're not, they probably won't let them, but I'm sure they're gonna try. One of these will try. Maybe not this particular property.
Right, yeah, one.
What's the pleasure? Call, no more discussion anymore? You didn't make an actual motion either.
I made a motion, yeah, well,
Did for the last one, what about this one?
I don't know. They, we're
Back taxes are pretty high.
14,000.
Yeah. It's the ones that, when they start owing the back taxes, that's when I'd rather get that money. The other two that we sold don't owe anything on back taxes. It's a lot of back taxes to just.
I guess I'll make a motion to hold off on that one.
We don't actually have to make a motion to hold off, right?
All right, let's just vote the motion. There's a motion on the table, so I'll withdraw my motion if somebody withdraws their second.
I withdraw.
Okay.
So we'll put that one back
that.
out to all.
Ash Street, the same
To
thing.
everyone, huh?
The same thing with Ash Street, with that backyard.
Yeah, I think we should put that one
That's
back
good.
out too, because
Yeah.
$1,000 would, for, not only is the assessed value 41, but
Right.
back taxes is 18.
I'm good with that.
That's all of them?
All right.
So that works.
Thank you.
What's next? Establish police cruiser purchase study committee.
so that was actually on your agenda last meeting, and we just sort of glazed over it. Per the warrant article that was passed,
We have to establish a committee.
you have to establish a committee.
Establish it, but what happens if nobody wants to sit on it?
Well, that's another challenge all in itself.
I gotta tell you, well,
Committees are
I got
smaller
a
and smaller.
way around this. I'm gonna think outside the box.
Go ahead.
I'll throw this out there. I really don't have a problem with the police department purchasing a cruiser once a year. The budget committee wanted to do that. Is there anybody on this current board that's opposed to them purchasing a cruiser out of the budget?
And they did it last year.
Well, what I'm saying is we could be the committee and just,
Out of the budget or the?
well, the budget committee actually recommended
Well-
to buy the cruiser out of the budget.
Every other year, isn't it? That's
No,
that's
the police chief came in,
Cycle it through?
it was clearly put in their budget.
Yeah, but I thought it was it?
The
one every year?
selectmen,
Was
the
it one every
selectmen, no, yeah, they wanted to buy a cruiser. No, it's not every year.
That's
It's
what I
one-
said, it's every other year, isn't it?
No, they could ask for one this year.
I
they
thought
didn't
there was
have-
a rotation, it was the setups.
I think they went out and bought 3 cars, and now they want to
cycling through. I understand the
but I think
process, but I thought
they're
there
gonna
was-
buy a car. My understanding is they'll probably buy a car every year. Let's set up the committee. So you want to put in that, I think there should be one person off the Board of Selectmen,
Okay?
one person off the commission, and then see if we can find, how big a committee, 5? 3 at large from citizens in town? Put an ad in the paper. You guys agree with that, or?
Yeah, and I think if we can't get one within a certain amount of time, we'll just have to do it ourselves and decide, because we really only got till budget season to decide which way we're gonna go for this year. Or we can wait if they come for one this year, actually.
The Board of Selectmen has the authority to approve them.
Either
purchasing
way, yeah,
equipment.
either way.
Right.
But I think you should have a study committee, because,
No, it's fine.
yeah, I think we have to though, because it was on a warrant.
It was
I think
on
we
the
should
warrant.
give it a certain, like, we shouldn't leave it out there for 6
Oh,
months.
well, you put it, I think we put an ad in the paper, or put something out on the website,
Yep.
put an ad in the paper for, saying, we're looking for volunteers to sit on the
Study committee.
study committee. Please submit your request to the,
Yeah. I mean, we could,
yeah,
yeah.
so one
You'll have to
selectman.
move pretty quick.
Yeah.
Give it like a month,
Yeah,
I don't think you need to give it a month, give it 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
yeah.
So
And
maybe
then-
by our next meeting? Is that gonna give enough time to get it in the paper though, too?
Yep, that should be enough time to get it.
Well, if you go, if you
We
go,
have 3
if you
weeks
put it
before our
in,
next
if you put it
meeting.
in tomorrow in the sun, it should be in the.
Yep, in the next edition.
And we have,
Right.
and we have 3 weeks to our next,
Right.
anyway, so, yeah, that works.
All right. Are you okay with the size? 5 people?
Let's try to get 5, I think. if-
You gotta have an odd number though, because
Right.
if there's a thing, they gotta have
So let's go 5.
yeah.
More the better. If we could have small minutes, that's even better. All right, so paving quote for Harvey Lake and Ridge Road.
So I'm representing to you the 2 quotes that were received.
Is
We-
it?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do they have, and I'm not asking for an engineer drawing, does he have like a schematic of what he wants to pave versus,
No.
so,
Did we find out when these roads were on the list of being paved?
well, I guess my thing is,
They're not coming up.
okay, so why don't we just go out there and patch the potholes?
Charlie had indicated to me that they have patched on a number of times,
Yeah,
and the
but
patch
they-
comes out, so
Oh.
they'd like to shim it and then overlay
I don't
these
think-
areas.
I personally don't think that's a good use of our road money, to just pick spots in the road and have them just paved like, I
I
actually
did this
think,
2 years ago with Pleasant Lake.
But
and
I
that
actually-
golf road.
I actually
It's
think-
actually made it way worse.
I actually think it's gonna end up costing the town more money, and I'll tell you why. Because when you go down and say, I wanna do this, it's more, then they gotta pick up all the equipment, move the equipment to the next spot. When you say like, for example, you give them 2 roads and say, pave this portion of like a half mile, the equipment's all in one location. I think when you pick and choose to say, like, if he's got a section of Ridge Road he wants to pave, that's actually a section, I'm fine with that, but my understanding is he wants to do this like a piece here, a piece
4
here.
sections is
4
what it says
sections,
here.
and they don't connect.
Right.
I don't know.
Harvey Lake is actually, it looks like it's one box.
Right.
One section.
That's about 300 feet in,
80 feet,
right
it
at
looks
the
like it's
beginning.
saying
The
80
Ridge
feet.
Road is the 4 section.
It looks like Harvey Lake, they want 80 feet by 20 feet total. So they're doing about 2 parking spots long of a section, basically.
And my other question is, why don't we do a little bit more on Sherburne? Because the part of Sherburne they did is beautiful, but that first section coming up's a mess. So these are the 2, I
Where
know,
were these on the list of to be paved?
they're not up.
I don't, they're not up.
They're up,
I
but
know
they're not up
that.
for a
But we
couple
don't,
years.
the thing is to Scott's point is, have we gotten out of the habit of, we're just not gonna patch roads anymore because the patches come out? Because I don't think we've done any patching at all this whole summer.
Yeah, he's put some patching down. I saw, I've seen some spots he's patched and it hasn't come up.
You know, and I
mean,
think
they might
it's,
come up when they plow it in the winter, hit the thing and but I don't know, my opinion, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a construction expert, I'd rather see us do like sections of road. Not 10 feet here, 30 feet here. And we're also getting kind of late, like if we were to pick one of these, when could they come in and do it?
well, that, I mean, that's the,
So which one's
That's
the one
the
that just did the
challenge.
paving, R&D?
R&D just did the paving.
I'm telling you right now, though, why wouldn't you go with, is if we're gonna do the RC clause, you'd be better off to go with advanced because they're cheaper.
Are they gonna use the,
It's not gonna be winter mix because you're just assuming you're not doing the whole road, to your point.
Right.
yeah, I don't, I gave you my opinion,
Well, I will say,
Is the 80 feet all of Harvey Lake? Is that fixing all of Harvey
no,
Lake? or is
that's
it
just that
part of
one
it?
big hole that they've been complaining about on Facebook, basically. Because 80 feet's not very, that's
How
about the
far is
size
80
of
feet?
this.
Like only what, 2 telephone poles lengths, right?
It's not much bigger than this building, really.
how much would it cost to do all of Harvey Lake?
That I don't know.
Maybe we should put that out and see that.
I mean, why doesn't he just pick the road that he thinks needs to be fixed?
Right,
Let's
instead
fix
of
the road.
doing-
How much we got left?
About
We can fix one of
60,000.
these roads for that. One,
I'd rather fix one completely.
I'd
than
rather
do
actually
little bits and.
fix one than,
so I think,
Piecemeal.
yeah, how about if he picks the one that he wants to fix the most and gets
what's the
bid?
next road on the, that's, what's, you know?
I don't
you know
have
what
the
I'm trying
road
to say?
plan. Yep, I don't have the road plan in front of me. I do, however, know that, I mean, the road projects that you just completed, one was 130,000 and one was 98,000.
But
So I
how
mean,
long's
that's
Harvey
the,
Lake? How long's Harvey Lake?
you
It's
know,
not very, it's not
It's
long.
not very long. I mean, it
Right.
goes to dirt after a little while.
yeah.
Like how many feet we thought? Could you do, like my question is, could we just do Harvey Lake and get it done?
We may be able to. I don't know that, I mean, I haven't driven down Harvey Lake.
Could you ask them just to patch the bad spots on Ridge Road and we'll just deal with it when it comes up? That's just my opinion.
Right. Actually, I don't know that he has money for patch, though. I think he's trying to use his paving budget, which has $60,000 left in it.
Well, let's actually pave a road and get it done.
I mean, would you like to, I mean, you seem to have a lot of direct questions for him that might, dialogue with him directly might really benefit.
Have him come in next time.
Yeah.
But here it is, it's September.
Right.
Not gonna get them done by October.
Well, you can if you pick one of these guys, but
Yeah, but we don't have a quote for the road. Like you said, I mean,
I don't like doing it this, you know, we haven't been doing it like this, and if you want to do a road, put it out the bid.
the whole road.
Yeah, this 19,000, 15,000.
We can shim the whole Harvey Lake Road and see how much that's gonna cost. We're not talking a full reconstruction like we did on Sherburne. But how much would it cost us to do what we're doing in this spot, the
Right,
whole
to
road?
finish the road.
Because we can do a skim coat over the whole road. You don't have to do a whole reconstruction.
Right. I mean, I don't know if the
But
road
one of the
warrants it,
problems is
though.
if you
We
just
can
put-
do a reconstruction, I'm just saying.
But I'm saying, when you just throw a layer of pavement on top of your own pavement, you don't address the problems with underneath. You got the frost heaves.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
And sometimes you're just putting a coat of
So
crap
let's
on
see
a
what
coat
it
of crap
costs
is
to do the whole
still
thing.
crap.
Let's do the reconstruction and see how much it's gonna
I
cost.
just don't think it's this little piecemeal.
Maybe
Was he
we
gonna
could-
grind
maybe we can
up-
ask them to do a bid on all of Harvey Lake Road.
We'd have to write it up and get it all specced out.
Can you do that? And then come see us?
I mean, you're not meeting till September 25th.
Then you have the information.
Right, but then you don't, I mean, you're not gonna be able to pave, you're not gonna be able to get the company in here to do it this year.
What if we extend it for that? What's the deadline for paving?
We usually like to have them paved before, we don't want to do any paving in November.
So October 31st, that's a month. And it didn't take them long to pave Sherburne once they started.
Right.
prefer one road gets done the right
Sounds
way.
like we have two that prefer to get one road done. I think we need to patch we need to patch Harvey Lake. If he has to find money in his budget, he's gonna have to find money in his budget.
Well, what do
for
you mean?
patch.
Why can't he, why can't he take, why can't he pay for the patch out of the paving?
There's nothing saying he can't.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you can overspend one line and
Yeah, overspend
underspend
one
another.
Why can't he?
All right, let me ask this question. The 100,000 that they gave us in the warrant article.
Yeah.
We spent that.
Right,
So this is money in the regular operating budget.
yeah, this is in the paving line.
So he can patch, yeah, I would rather execute a nice plan, like, these are the roads we want to do this year, they put them out to bid. I just don't like the way he wants to do this.
Okay.
That's, I mean,
I
we're all on the
agree.
same page.
I agree. I think plans are something we need to get way more.
You gotta get way better on doing this than just like, oh, let's patch this,
I
patch that.
100% agree.
What else you got?
We didn't have the minutes in time for your packet, so I suggest you table that.
Okay.
Assessing forms,
We do not have any assessing forms.
manifest.
We don't have a manifest. Sandy is on vacation. You had 2 last time.
Purchase order.
Purchase orders. Some of these are, actually, I think almost all of these are things that you had approved at the last meeting. These ones are just missing Scott's signature and Thornton and Associates for the wage study provided contract for the chairman to sign.
Just, I want to make a motion to allow Donald Hodgson as chair to execute this contract on behalf of the town.
Second that?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Is that the only PO you had? You said there's a couple missing my signature?
Yeah, so, maybe these.
We don't even have to make motions for it.
Yeah, I
No.
just need to sign them.
Already did.
Pull that one out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Transfer station's on summer hour, winter hours tomorrow. Nice.
All right.
The only other purchase order is Burgess Repair. As you know, the dump truck was in for repairs. The last meeting you had approved $33.50 to replace 2 defective fuel injectors. The came back with some more issues.
What? I didn't say a word. I
Can I
say,
ask a question?
go ahead. I
I'm
didn't
just asking, so
say a word.
when we have something that's broke,
Yeah,
don't they go in and say, how much does it cost to fix this?
right?
And then they come back and say, oh, by the way, it's more. Why can't we get a solid number?
Well, we had a solid number of $33.50 or $3,350, and that still stands. And you can.
So they found something else for it?
They did.
Here's more.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't they just tell us the other stuff? I mean, they didn't know.
They did not realize it till they were
Had the
into
truck
it some
apart.
more.
Seems
Right.
like every,
what was the first thing
every
we had to
project
fix?
we
It
do
was engine
has
oil.
a hidden fee. It's kind of like, have you ever seen that commercial that
So-
says, "Here's your hidden fee"? This is the town of Northwood. Here's your hidden fee. Here's your hidden fee. Here's your hidden fee.
So this truck is,
It's true though.
the dump truck is in the CIP to be funded through a warrant article in the coming year.
Well, they're not going to get rid of the dump truck even if they buy a new dump truck.
I mean, I don't know that it's,
New now.
well,
Oh boy. So that's on top of what we just paid.
So they
no,
want.
that includes the
So
3,000.
what do they want? Another? How much more do they want?
It's where's my note here. It was $33.50, and now the revised quote is what, 5633?
So they're asking for another, what, 22,000 something?
What's that vehicle actually worth?
Not that, about half of that.
What year is it?
So it's an additional 2,000.
Oh, if it's a dump
$283.
truck, diesel,
Yeah, and then they go.
it's probably worth, what?
Like 200,000 miles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably worth, I don't know, have you seen it? Is it like rotten? I don't think it's as,
Maybe 10 grand, maybe 15,
yeah.
maybe.
What was all the work they did?
Well,
It was engine work. You said,
well,
right?
diesel injector assembly, valve cover gasket harness assembly, oil injector adapter, and then I would imagine the stuff down the bottom is the new stuff, right?
Yes.
2,700. Wait a second, we got, okay, the 2715 was for what they've already done, right?
3 something.
No, it was 3,350. I can give you the quote.
Is it all just regular wear and tear maintenance? Like, you need brakes, you need.
Well, I bet you there's not a maintenance log on this vehicle either.
Even my car has a maintenance.
I bet you there isn't a maintenance log on this vehicle either.
Need to have maintenance logs.
Just saying, I bet you there isn't.
How much money we got left on that line?
It's overexpended already.
It's already overspent?
Oh, yes.
Before we got to this
Yeah.
$6,000 bill?
Yeah, the 3,350 was going to overexpend the line by about $2,000.
So by the time we overspend the line for this, you're not gonna have money to pay.
Yeah, we got no payment money because we got to fix the truck. I'm kidding, but
If you choose not to fix the truck,
we don't have
But he
a
needs
truck.
to have the truck
You don't
fixed
have a
because
truck.
there's nothing, he can't.
All right.
there are two of the current plow contractors that do have 2 other trucks available
You gotta
for
fix it.
plow.
You gotta fix the truck.
I mean, I can,
So this is the additional cost?
no,
All right, that's the
That's
one.
the
Yeah, so
old-
you have the new PO?
yeah,
What's the new PO?
I don't have a new PO.
We don't have a PO?
So,
Don't have a
So
new
you want me to
PO.
approve something without a PO?
I can add the amount and adjust the total.
How long will it take them to fix it?
It's in the shop right now, waiting.
I guess it's
So
already
they would
fixed.
like
It's already
to,
fixed.
they would like to get it out of their shop
It'll
because
be
it's
on
taking
this-
up
we'll
space
have
in
it
their
back
bay.
tomorrow.
For the record, I don't know if it's already fixed.
More than likely it
To
is.
my knowledge, it is not.
To the best of my knowledge. Thank you. You gonna initial that?
I can do that.
We will complete a project someday. Someday.
So I'd like to, we already signed this purchase order. I'd like to amend purchase order number 10549. Original date was August 27th. So I'd like to amend the motion from, I'd like to increase the purchase order by $2,283 to do, this is just to do the oil injector.
And labor.
To fix the oil injector adapter with O-ring. So I'll move that.
Second?
For discussion, I think now if we're already just discussing he's overspending this line, I think we need to get an overall grasp of what his budget is before we spend any more money on any roads. Because we don't actually, that number of what's left, what he's saying is.
Yeah, I'd like to know what's actually, that's a good suggestion, DJ. Thank you
What's
for that.
actually in his budget.
Yeah, what's actually left in the highway budget after, forget about paving this, what's the overall budget look like?
But, so then I'll call for the vote on this, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think we should all initial this.
And I'm totally losing my voice. Anything else? Purchase orders? Stuff?
Nope, no more purchase orders. I do have a request from Novus Group.
Is
Sim-
that with the pit? I mean,
Yes, this is actually Harding's Metal. Harding's Metal is tested for levels of PFAS. The state DES is requiring that Harding Metals sample surrounding drinking water wells. One of them includes 124 Mountain Ave, which is now a property that the town has ownership of. So they're requesting permission from the town as the owner.
this won't cost us anything because this will be all covered under the remediation work.
Right, right. And it is just testing. So they're just looking for the permission from the town.
Let him do it.
Yeah, I'd be crazy not
I
to.
think it's a good idea.
So you need a motion?
Yes.
So I'd like to make a motion to allow Novus Engineering to take a water sample. Do you have the address? 124 Mountain Ave, map 234, lot 63, which is a town-owned property.
Correct.
So I'll move that we allow them to take this sample.
Second. Any discussion? Seeing none? I'll call for the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
I think we need to notify the occupants that they're coming, even though it's a town property.
Yeah.
Oh, there's somebody living in there?
Yeah, your
Correct.
favorite people. Well, we won't go there. It's not public.
Okay.
The town's MS1 form is complete.
You
And
set the tax rate?
that's the goal. They think I don't know that the school has submitted their revenue form yet. I was going to touch base. But it's good to have the selectman's signature on the MS1, even though it's just for our copies. And
This is just ours though, right?
yep, it's just for our own copy. We've already uploaded it to the Department of Revenue Administration. Our net value is up about $7.5 million.
And just that one page?
Yep.
What else we got?
That is it for signatures and approvals.
Anybody got anything they want to report on?
I thought this was just a work session to get the,
We might as well get it out while we're here, 'cause we're not going to meet for 3 weeks, so is there anything you want to hit on? I got to be here till 7.
How about the ditching hoe? How are you doing on that?
I asked Charlie to provide me with an updated list with dates that he could get things done by. And I've not seen that back yet this week.
What about the fencing? I noticed they hadn't been working on it. Are they actually done now and we're just waiting to hook up the electricity?
I
or-
think so, and Obi was going in, I don't know if he's been in, I know that the area has been repaved. We need to get the electric run and the keypad in. Other than that, the gate is installed.
And the railing at the fire station, why can't we get that up? What is the issue with that? Really?
Do we need a new railing? Is that why?
I mean,
They said the
so
one that
this
they
is
put
my
down
this is
was
my
not
point.
good.
Okay, when the whole addition to the fire station came in front of us, he said he had all these contractors and they were going to help. Volunteers were going to help. Well, they can help build a $400,000 house, but they can't put on a railing. It makes no sense. It doesn't really. That's what he told us. Oh, they're going to help us do all
The railing was
this.
really rickety. I think it needs to be replaced though, right?
I know, but this has been well over a month and a half. We've asked for it to be replaced. It doesn't. It's not. It's one of the reasons why we're going in a different. One of the reasons why we're going in a different direction. It doesn't make any sense. It's kind of ridiculous.
Maybe at their next work session, we put one.
Maybe. That's all I got. I think it's kind of sad we can never get anything accomplished in town. Can we move on to non-public? You got anything?
I'm good.
I shall notice.
Met last weekend.
Smell this week.
Yeah, KDS came and picked up 4 of the windows to restore. They did not get Sandy's office because she's out and her office is locked up, and then one out here.
So those 4 right here.
Correct. So that's a good sign. Last week you guys had asked about the roadside mowing. Sewell's is coming this week, and they will be parking their equipment here at the town hall. The Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts would like to hold an activity here in the parking lot in between the center school and the property line of the church on September 13th, 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Is that okay with the board? It's just a Cub Scout activity. They did not indicate specifically
Outside?
what they would be doing. Yes, outside. I did indicate that there is a planning board workshop scheduled on the calendar. Whether that they have an agenda yet, I'm not sure. I did inform the.
I think they actually have their meetings at the church hall. Maybe they just want more grass area to play.
So if you're okay with them utilizing the parking area over there for their Cub Scout event, I'll relay that information.
The grass or the parking lot?
It says the area between the center school and the property line of St. Joe's Church. So I'm thinking the parking area.
I don't
and the
have
grassy
a,
area.
I actually don't have a problem with the public or like the Boy Scouts or something using it. I'd like to know what they were doing though. Just because they're playing dodgeball in the cement. I'm just.
Well, I'd like them to know that there is a meeting. That way there will be cars in the parking lot.
I did inform them that there was a planning board workshop on the calendar, so I can, ask them specifically what they're doing.
Or they're just playing in the grass.
I mean, if they're just on the lawn, I don't see a problem.
Some sort of something, nothing
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
I'm okay.
And Charlie indicated to me that a resident on Ridge Road had called him regarding 5 large trees that are in the roadside. She would like the town to cut them down. They're rotting, apparently.
Awesome.
I'm not sure what Northwood's...
Town right away.
Well, they're in the right-of-way.
Are
Are they
they?
in her yard or something?
Town, well, I mean, technically
property
people
is it?
own to the center of the road, so
What lot is this?
I don't have the house number.
Well, they don't. What do you mean they don't own the center of the road?
In a lot of instances, they do.
Town road.
Yes. I mean, the roads
Well,
are
if they
a
wanna
right of
cut
way.
if they want to cut the trees
Well,
on their
you
land,
can-
have them cut them.
You can get into some disputes, especially about
Well,
trees, where the
my-
towns can take down the roads,
My
or the
understanding
trees,
is
because they
if
think
you
it's a
get that,
hazard.
There's actually a book from the municipal association.
Yeah, hard road to travel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Most of the roads you're talking about in the right of way, we're allowed to take down trees.
Right.
But I'm not used to the other way around with this. Can you take these trees down?
Yeah,
We don't.
yeah.
Does the homeowner have right to take trees down in their part of the right of way?
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely have the, it's,
Well, they probably want us to do it because the lines,
And it won't cost us, it won't cost them money.
any money.
They
And
want us to do it
exactly.
so it's cheaper,
Yeah.
basically.
So it gets to be one of those, I mean, Charlie did indicate that it does look like they are, you know, dying trees and could
I mean, if they're.
potentially be a hazard
Well,
at some
if
point,
they're
but I don't
rotten-
know
if
that
they-
they're,
If they're rotten to the, I mean, if they look like they're gonna collapse, the
Yeah.
right thing to do is to take them down.
right?
So why can't we cut them down ourselves?
Well, we can.
Well, you might be able to, but what are you gonna do if there's power lines there and stuff?
Sure.
What are you gonna do with the trees?
Throw them up on Spike's property?
That was in my head. I wasn't gonna say it.
Burn them in the burn pit?
I mean, I don't know how large they are.
I
I mean,
think-
they could be substantial.
Can I have the address? I'm gonna drive by there on the way home.
It is the house on the left after the store.
The house on the left.
That does the dogs. It's gotta be where they train the dogs. That's the only house that's the only house right there on the left.
The house on the left after the store.
I'm gonna look at them on the way home.
Going to the store.
Right.
That first
It's like
house,
Men's
he trains
is right
those
there,
dogs
yeah.
right there, right? Literally, like you can see it from the parking lot of the store.
That's all I have.
Any non-public?
Um,
We're gonna get into the discussion of.
actually, I do have one thing to update you about in non-public session.
We're gonna get into this discussion too.
It's actually a public discussion.
That's what I'm asking.
That's not public.
I know, but we need to do something. We can't kick this 3 weeks out before we decide to put this out.
Is that what this is? This right here?
Yeah. So, are we gonna have that discussion?
I'd say we might start in non-public
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then determine if we're gonna, but if we get to actually that point there, that's actually a public discussion.
I know. So what you're saying is we can go into non-public and then negotiate the terms and then come out and say what we're doing in the terms. Is that what you're guessing? Is that what you're thinking? I'm only wondering so that way we know. I don't want to step on any toes.
I think we start non-public and see if it starts going into a conversation that really should be public, then we should come out in non-public.
Okay. So we're gonna go into non-public to discuss RSA 91:32A. Is it A?
A and C.
A and C. Roll call.
Scott Breyer.
Beth Boudreaux?
Donald Hutch and I are now in non-public.
Make a motion to come out in non-public.
Second that?
Roll call. Donald Hutch and I.
Scott Breyer, aye.
Beth Boudreaux, aye.
Now out of non-public.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to seal the non-public minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you want to start the discussion?
I think I'll let the chairman run this.
All right. So it's come to the board's discretion that we have decided to take the open fourth firefighter position and combine the current chief
Stipend.
stipend and make that position a full-time chief's position. We are currently in the process of negotiating a salary range and expectations and hours of which we want them to work. I believe we're heading towards a Monday through Friday, possibly either between 8 to 10 hours a day. We haven't quite nailed that down.
Well, I'd like, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, now we can discuss it. So it's
I-
out
I
there, we can
wanna-
discuss.
So, because my personal opinion is this is public information.
Yep.
So, my first suggestion is that we put this out in line with the, I think it should be a grade 20,
Yep.
in line with the police chief and kind of in line with the town administrator. So that'll give you an idea of the salary range.
And I think, I don't want to step on everybody's toes, but I think I'm looking for Monday through Friday, at least 8 hours a day, with them also being required to go to all fire calls and attend all fire meetings, not the academy meetings, but the actual firefighter meetings.
Yep, they're Monday trainings.
their Monday
And
trainings.
occasional selectmen meetings if need be.
And we all agreed this is a salaried position,
Yes.
not an hourly.
But we are going to set hours that we expect them to work, correct? Or what we expect.
Well, I think.
Kind of like what we
I
did.
think we need to
Required
iron
do-
down.
They're also covering a shift as well.
They're covering a shift, but also I saw, with some of these job descriptions, I think that you need somebody that, needs to, be available in an emergency.
Right. That's
So you got their shift, but then if there's a major fire in town,
that's why I added the response to all the calls.
Yep. All fire, major
All
fire.
fire calls.
which we've also required a fire chief to probably live with a certain, not in town, but within a certain
A radius.
vicinity, a radius of the
Maybe
town.
25 miles. Is that reasonable?
I don't know, 25 miles if you've got to be here in an emergency, that's,
That could be a half an hour
15?
plus.
20? What's the average?
I would probably say, 15.
15? Within 15?
Varies from department.
So within 15? We'll try to get somebody within 15, and we can always, when we,
Aeronautical or road miles to be the other issue.
I would think, I know what you're saying is it's what you're talking about through the woods or going around roads is what I don't know what the term
With
is.
due respect, and I appreciate,
Oh, go ahead.
this is.
Sorry.
I shouldn't.
They know more of this info
I know,
sometimes than
well,
I
what
do,
I'm
so-
saying is I do know that,
So we can start with that.
yeah, but what I'm saying is we put it out there that they don't necessarily have to live in town, but they have to be within a certain radius of
Certain
town.
radius.
Maybe a 20-mile radius. You can get there in 15 minutes.
We
I
can
mean,
start it. We
obviously,
can
if
start it
there's a
at that,
fire,
and we can
you know,
use discretion.
Apparatus is gonna
Still-
roll.
It's still obviously up to us, so we can start at the 15 miles and use it as our discretion.
Right. I can pool other towns.
So,
Thank you.
so let's find out, so we know what if we do a labor grade 20, we got an idea on the pay range.
Right.
And we're expecting salary, but with the expectations of working 5 days a week and responding to all calls,
All fire.
all fire calls, and the expectation that they're going to attend all Monday meetings. And then basically all of these same duties that are on here, correct? I mean, I like most of Amherst's.
And I'd like to put this out, I'm gonna ask this question if you can find out. Typically, we enter into I'd like to make this like a contractual thing, similar to like your contract.
Yep.
Where we have like a contract that has an escape clause.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I do.
And if you could get some feedback from other towns. Also, is there a RSA similar to like the fire chief that gives some protection to fire chiefs similar to like police? Are you aware of anything like
Yes, I did seek an opinion from town council regarding the full-time fire chief position, if the fire chief position would still be subject to RSA 154, and RSA 154 would still apply, even for a full-time position. So that can be something that is worked into an employment contract
So I
with
just,
certain criteria that needs to be met.
so Mr. Chairman, I think Kate's made a good effort to get several job descriptions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
I mean, again, I'm not looking to try to expedite the process. I want to start moving in a direction so we can not only fill it's really filling the vacant position, but
the other thing
And
is,
also giving the town the coverage we need.
yes.
the other thing is that I'd ask if we need to put together a committee, a hiring committee.
Yes, I think we need to with
Well, I would like her to consult with the municipal association, with the, I would like to do a little research.
yeah, we
I
have
don't
time
wanna say-
when we're
So I'd like to
accepting
go out and maybe
applications.
call, if you could reach out to some, the municipal association.
We have time to do that while we're accepting applications.
And,
correct?
to get a recommendation is if we will look into, go with a full-time chief that was actually working a shift, what would be their advice as far as putting together an interview panel?
I think we need to at least invite Glenn, only because with the safety complex being going on and the new chief, I think they're obviously going to be working hand in hand. I think he should be at least one person on the panel,
Yeah, I do too.
and then the rest we can kind of figure out.
I definitely think that position is important.
At least 5.
Well, I think the whole board of selectmen should be on the interview panel.
Yeah,
You want to
I
do? I think we should do 2 separate interviews. This is my opinion. I think we should let the 5-person panel do theirs with no selectmen involved, and then have them come to us.
Well,
And then
I'm
do
going to
ours.
caution
If
you
want
on
to
that
do
from prior experience.
I'm just asking.
If you have one selectman on
I
there,
said none. Let the panel do their. Listen, let their 5 panel.
but then what happens is when they come back with their recommendation, and we don't like it.
Right, I don't think we should go.
All right, so you
I
want to
think-
just do
I
one
think-
big round table with
Yeah.
8 of us?
I don't
Okay.
think, because if we have a concern,
I'm okay with that.
if we have a concern, we're at the table at that time.
Yeah.
So, but well, my thing was so what happens if we get 10 candidates that are decent? That would be you use the panel to narrow it down to your 3, and then we do the 3 instead of us doing all 10.
Well,
Because I'm not. Are we gonna narrow it down to 3 and then have the panel do those
no,
3?
you have the panel come in. You have the panel. You get, all right. You gotta have some. You have to have some. These are my words. Industry experts
Yeah.
that are on the panel.
Right. I understand what you're trying to
Okay.
say.
So you gotta have people. And with this, you go. I think we need to have a very diverse, industry experts sitting on the panel, and I'd like to get some advice from the municipal association on the best way to handle it, because you want to be careful. You don't. We want to get the right person. If we're going to do this, we want to get the right person, and we want to get somebody that's a good fit for the town, but we also want to get somebody that's not, that's going to come in with I don't care how I say this, but that's going to come in and manage the department and,
Not be biased.
be unbiased.
Same
Come in,
difference.
not be unbiased and come in and say, this is what we need to do to make things right. I'm not saying this.
What I was
build a
getting
team.
at is if you, which is fine. I agree that we need to have the diverse panel and all of that. What I was getting at is, you get 20 applicants. Who's going to be the person? Who's going to be the people that narrow it down?
I think we need to come up with a solid plan before we even put the ad out. So I think she needs to consult with some professionals at the municipal. So you might want to reach out to the state. I don't know. Maybe reach out to the fire academy.
Do you think you can have this information for us to be able to come up with a solid plan by our next meeting? Because I think we need. I think that's.
25th,
Yep.
24th?
I think we need to have it out by then.
Yeah, 3 weeks will be ample time.
I think we need to have it out by then. I mean, I don't think we need to set not like people names that are going to sit on the board, but we need to know like what their suggestions are.
So are we gonna start putting an ad out now and then,
I think
Or
one of the
wait
mistakes
till
I
after
see from experience, I think we need to figure out the process. We gotta get the process all ironed out before we put the ad out.
Yeah,
Which that could
I
be
think
done
so. In other words,
administratively.
this is what I'm saying. The next meeting, we need to hammer this out and put it out as a job description.
25th, yep.
Not kick it any more further. I don't mind doing all this extra info because I agree with you. We should have all, but we need to set it. The 25th, we're gonna put it out. Well, obviously not the 25th, but the next day we need to figure out what we're doing, so that way we can move to fill that position. Because I don't want to leave that position open. Because you're talking another.
I get it, but
I get what you're saying too. You don't want to rush. You want to get the right person. I agree.
This is a big thing for
I
the
agree
town,
100%.
And I do not want to rush it.
I agree 100%. So we can do
it's a
that.
good thing for the town?
I think
Getting
that's a
it
little
more
bit
I'm not
coverage?
saying it's good or bad, I'm just saying
No.
we want to be very, very
We need the
careful.
coverage.
We want to make sure it's done properly, professionally, and right.
So
I can have a full package for you
Thank
on
you.
the 25th with job description,
if we're
salary
doing
range.
I really like this job
You know.
description with just a little bit of what we've kind of talked about. I think you kind of know where we're all headed. I
Yep.
kind of think
But I
you do.
want to say, if that's the big topic on in this meeting, let's not have a whole lot of other stuff on the agenda that distract.
This goes to, we've had
Isn't that
this,
tonight we have a hearing?
You do have the village district
But that shouldn't be
hearing
too
on the
bad.
25th.
that should be too bad.
That's just a formality.
But I also, you've kind of discussed this too about, this is something with the 5-man board that's coming up that we haven't really discussed. Purchase order process, they do a lot of it without coming to a meeting. You can just come in and sign it. A lot of these towns with the 5-man boards, they don't actually read them into the minutes. So you don't have to take all that time.
Yeah, but you gotta,
I'm just
okay, we can take,
throwing it out there.
I know, but we gotta, can't do everything.
No?
Let's focus on the fire chief.
All right, let's focus on that. One thing at a time.
But we have a purchase policy, and we can tweak the policy.
Just saying, I think this is going to expedite a lot of these meetings in the future. I'm not talking we have to do it now, but when we go to the 5-man board, we're already worried about the conversation being excessive, whereas we don't need the conversation for the purchase orders. That's what I'm talking about. Is
But we
not
have
today,
to put
it's
in,
future.
my opinion is with that, is you're
You
gonna
have to change the policy.
Well, you might put a solid policy, but you might, as soon as you get the new board in, they might want to create their own policy.
I agree, but
They might come in and say, I don't like this policy, we're a 5-member board,
we're going to do it this way.
we can't sit here and
No, I know,
make
it's-
this from, let's get the policy in place before the new board. I just don't think that's fair to the new
I'm
board.
not throwing it in for the new board. I just think it's going to expedite and make things easier. I'm not trying to stop them from voting. It's just something that
And
takes time.
one of those is you set the thresholds higher that have to come before the town, before the thing.
It's all just things that we're gonna have, hurdles that we're gonna have to eventually get over. But we can motion to adjourn.
Do you have any questions?
Nope, I don't.
I'll second DJ's motion for adjournment.
Do you have anything, something? No, we're not
We
taking
didn't have-
citizens forum today.
We didn't have, this is a work session, so we don't usually have public
Not
comment.
unless it's something really desperate. I was only gonna listen to that other guy that came in for things.
Is there, I mean, it's only 2 people. You got any public comment?
See, they're okay. They did. So we're gonna,
So we got a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we're now adjourned.